The web design community is full of helpful people, and because of that, we've got a lot of great online tools to help you create CSS animations. We've touched on some of these tools throughout the course, so here's the full list of the ones I find most useful. CSS3 Please and CSS3 Generator are wonderful online tools for generating correct animation code and previewing what it might look like. Both allow you to edit values live on the page, for example, things like your duration, and actually see the results live after you type them. Once you've got something you like, you can just copy and paste the code snippet and use it however you'd like. CSS3 Generator works in a similar way, but you just first need to pick what you want to work from their list, and then it gives you a series of options to work with. The two best tools out there for generating your own cubic Bezier functions for easing and timing functions are Caesar and cubicbezier.com. Caesar allows you to pick from a list of common presets based on things like the popular Penner easing equations as well as others, and you can also edit the graph yourself for custom results. So we can pick from this entire list of presets and also edit the handles to create our own curve. I use Caesar the most when I have a particular type of motion in mind, and I'm looking for the equation that will help define it the best. cubicbezier.com doesn't have as many preview options, but it does give you the ability to compare the easing results from two different graphs, which is really helpful. In this example, I would be comparing the ease keyword graph against the linear keyword graph. I can just hit go and see how they would work against each other. You can also create custom graphs here and then bookmark them for sharing with your team later. That's very handy. You'll notice the URL reflects the same numbers I have up here, and that's how you can bookmark them. If you hate working from a blank slate as much as I do, there's tools like animate.css and Animatable to help you start with something more than just a blank file. Animate.css is both a live demo and a downloadable library with CSS animation presets that you can use in your own projects. The best way to use these is as a starting point. Find one that's close to the effect you want to create and edit it to fit what you have in mind. Tweaking some existing code is often easier than starting from scratch. Animatable is a visual and functional account of the CSS properties that can be animated. It's a long list, but the site is a lot more fun than just reading the W3C spec. Last but certainly not least, if you're ever curious about the proper use of animation syntax or the reasoning behind any of it, CSS Tricks and the W3C spec are where to go. It's true that the W3C spec on animations is a very dry read, but the in-depth explanations behind the spec are pretty useful. For friendlier explanations, CSS Tricks has you covered. There's an entire section in the Almanac on animations, and many of the posts include tips on using animations and other CSS3 properties in the real world. These sites are all ones that I use regularly when working on a project with animations, and I hope you find them helpful too.